Welcome to another wonderful episode of the Jay and Hater Podcast.
Welcome back, y'all. How you feeling, baby?
I am good. How about yourself?
I'm feeling really good.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, that's what it's about, right?
Right, especially in Mental Health Awareness Month.
And that's kind of what, the theme of the show, what we want to keep going, right?
Of course. So what better way to talk about mental health awareness as far as the importance of loving yourself?
Yeah.
We always talk about, fall in love with this other person, but what about self-love? Not that kind of self-love, but if that's your thing.
Hey.
But
no.
It's very important to actually love yourself, because to me, I feel like you can't expect others to love you unless you love yourself.
That's true. I can agree with that.
I think that would be a good conversation, because we don't hear that enough.
So when you say loving yourself, what does that mean to you?
So I feel like there's different definitions, different ways, depending on, but actually truly loving who you are for your flaws, and even then you may not even consider them flaws. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just understanding you, how you think, why you think the way you think, and being okay with that, and being okay if others aren't okay with that.
Yeah, I think that's been the hardest, not caring if people care.
Yeah, I feel like the older you get, if you didn't have that when you're younger, the older you get, you finally get to that point where you're like, I don't care what any of y'all think. I love myself and I'm going to take care of myself. And I feel like I wish that would happen for most of us sooner rather than later.
If they ever get there.
If they ever get there. So you're probably wondering, well, how do I know if I love myself, or how can I love myself?
What are ways I can love myself?
We're going to talk about that. So the first way you can, try to learn how to love yourself is you need to learn how to speak better to yourself and about yourself. So you know how, because I was notorious for this when I was younger. Let's say if I messed up on something, Jessica, you dumb hoe, you dumb bitch, why you do that? You so stupid, you so dumb. I stopped doing that. There's power in the tongue. I swear there is. And I stopped doing that. So if I do mess up, another part, give yourself some grace. If I mess up on something, I'm like, you know what? That was my bad, but that's okay. Because you know what? I still got this. I'm still going to take care of it.
Do you think that's like a learned behavior type of thing? Like when people get to telling themselves that they stupid, or they're, or they make them doubt themselves, because somebody may have told them one time, hey, that's...
One time. And see, when I was younger, I always had... anything I did was compared to someone else or a certain family. Anything that I wanted to do, it was never good enough.
Or if you didn't do it the way that they specifically thought you should do it.
The way that they thought you should do it.
You're dumb. Then you're stupid. Yeah,
you're stupid. You didn't have any common sense. So I grew up feeling that way about myself and talking to myself that way. Like, well, that's why you messed that up, because you don't have no common sense.
You did that wrong because you're stupid. That's why they didn't work out, because you're stupid. You knew better.
With your stupid ass. So
yeah, it
took me once I learned to love myself, I'm not going to talk bad about myself.
Yeah. I mean, learn to say it's okay that you mess up. And
exactly.
What would you say, was it giving yourself grace?
Yeah, you have to give yourself some grace. Understand that everything is not going to be perfect. Everything may not go the way that you planned, but that's okay. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. That doesn't affect your character and your true feelings and your true...
I think that stopped me from planning for a long time. I hated planning stuff because I was like, dog, I don't want to feel stupid
if it don't work out. Everybody
out.
Be looking at me this way if this doesn't work out. Yeah, that's the hardest thing to stop doing, is to stop talking down on yourself. And I feel like I've made some of these things that we're going to talk about. I've kind of made those steps to try to change my behavior, but literally talking better about myself to myself. Yeah. That was when I was like, my confidence just shot through the roof.
So I never thought about giving myself grace.
Yeah, you have to.
Because
everybody's not perfect. And then you'll see other people make mistakes and you'll be like, oh no, that's okay. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. But when the tables turn, you're like,
I mean, because you are your own hardest critic, ain't that what they say? Ain't that how that goes?
Yeah, some people say they're their own worst critic.
Yeah, that's the one.
And even then, I don't want to think of it that way. I just have higher expectations of myself. You have to change the wording of it.
Yeah.
So
you expect more out of yourself.
Exactly. I mean, because why wouldn't you? Because if you love yourself, you want the best for yourself. See how that comes around?
I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
That was cute. Another thing you can do is establish boundaries and what you will and won't accept out of people. Yeah. I feel like a lot of us get in these relationships where they're really not serving us any purpose other than saying that we're in a relationship. And things are happening in those relationships that you shouldn't accept, that you feel some kind of way about, and it's preventing you from being truly happy and enjoying the one that you're with.
Yeah.
And then if you don't establish these boundaries, if you're like, hey, this is what I kind of expect out of our relationship, or no, I don't think it's okay for you to be DMing other girls and things like that. And if that person is still doing it, you have to learn to be like, I deserve better than this, and establish those boundaries and not let them do that.
Or kind of like we said, in the previous episode, like once you set that boundary, you got to be able to move on said boundary. Like you can't just set the boundary on the ultimatum and then be like, oh, I know you stepped over it.
You have to stick with it.
That's part of, like you say, giving yourself grace. Like, you set that boundary, so you have to respect yourself enough to maintain that line.
And you teach people how to treat you.
That's what they say.
That is true. That is so true. So yeah, definitely establish boundaries as far as and like I said, not just, romantic relationships, but friendships, family, everybody.
Especially with family, because
tell
them
people
boys
how to treat you and what you will and won't accept. Because what we tend to do, especially, I hate it when people say family over everything and the family is toxic as fuck, because people tend to bend more to their boundaries. Oh, well, that's because that's my mom. That's because that's my uncle. That's because that's my family, and family this, family that. But family knows your weaknesses and know how to get to you and will try to manipulate you. And you have to establish those boundaries that they can't do that.
I would say the ones that's notorious for manipulating everybody. Trust me, if you seeing them do it to everybody else in some way, in shape, form, they more than likely doing it to you too, and you just start seeing it.
Yeah, if they haven't already. So establish those boundaries and, tell yourself, I will or won't accept this behavior from this person. Because if they really loved me and cared about me the way I love and care about me, they wouldn't make me feel this way, because they know how I feel about it.
They would want the best for me like I want the best for me.
Right.
At all times, without something hidden behind it.
Right, without some hidden agenda. Another way, I say this all the time, but treat yourself.
You do
literally
say that a lot.
Treat yourself. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Gucci bag or a vacation, but treat yourself to happy hour if you had a hard week. If you got a promotion, that, buy yourself something nice that you've kind of always wanted, because we do all this working for other people, or even if we have our own businesses, we have to have time to enjoy.
Do something for yourself. Definitely do something for yourself.
It could be getting a massage. It could be going to brunch, trying this restaurant that you wanted to try.
Or get you that one thing that you always been looking at, that you kind of been low-key stalking.
Right.
Like, get it for yourself. Treat it.
If you see something that you've always wanted since you were a kid, and you were like, man, I'm like 37 years old and I still want that dollhouse.
Well, I want that speaking spell. Boy, because I've always,
you know what?
I always want to know how to spell that one
speak
word.
And say? You know what? That's okay, though. Whatever version you had, because I'm sure there were different versions.
Yeah,
but
I got the one from the Dollar World.
Wait, Dollar World? I've heard of Dollar Store and Dollar Tree, but you mean the whole world?
Everything in the world is dollar.
Okay. So next, and another way you can, learn to love yourself, or try to teach yourself to love yourself, it kind of falls in with treat yourself, but celebrate your birthday. Like, literally, to me, I everyone who knows me and loves me knows that I'm big on birthdays. So my thing is, that is the one day out of the entire year, out of the 366 days, that acknowledges your presence into the world. Yeah. So you should celebrate it. Now, my thing is, don't get so hung up on if other people can celebrate it with you. Now, this is the hard part. You can't be so hung up on other people celebrating it with you, because you can celebrate yourself.
Right.
And so I feel like, as far as your birthday, again, buy yourself something that you want to, take yourself out, go on a trip, or go to the movies. Buy yourself a cake and sit in your house and watch Netflix and eat cake.
And if you want to eat the whole thing, just eat the whole thing.
I mean, ain't nobody got to know. Can't nobody telling you if you was by yourself. But, or if you want to get with friends, whatever. But if nothing else, even if it's just going to Cheddar's when you wanted to go to Dubai, and you go to Cheddar's for your birthday, it doesn't matter. Celebrate yourself and the fact that you made it another trip around the sun.
That's true.
And you're still here. Because by you acknowledging how, you're happy that you're still here, that's helping you learn to love yourself and accept yourself and just be in the moment. So definitely celebrate your birthday, because I know you used to not like.
I was just going to say, I dislike celebrating my birthday for a really long time for a lot of various reasons.
And I was like, no, we're not doing that. We don't do that over here.
And now I kind of be like, I kind of look forward to it.
You know what? My birthday is coming up.
I mean, it is.
Right.
But
you've noticed the difference, right?
Yeah, for sure. So I kind of look forward to it. Previously it was like, it's just another day.
And it's not. It is not.
Whatever, dude. But now it's like, hey, let's do it.
We'll go celebrate other people's birthdays, and then our birthdays will come, and we'll kind of be like, it's no.
And then people are like, damn, it was your birthday. Well, I guess if you never say nothing,
right?
If you don't ever say nothing, but you be low key mad nobody say nothing. That was the tricky part. Like, I didn't really care, but I kind of care when people didn't remember. Then I'd be mad, be like a week later, and they'd be like, oh yeah, it was your birthday, happy birthday. Then I'd be mad at myself, or I'd be mad at them because they didn't tell me a week ago, but when I really didn't celebrate anyway. You see how dumb that sounds?
Right.
Like, I'm getting mad at somebody over something that I already didn't want to celebrate, but I really wanted to celebrate it.
Right. So you may as well go ahead and celebrate it, whatever that means. Yeah, definitely. Take advantage.
So if you secretly want to celebrate the day, is what I'm saying, just outwardly celebrate the day and allow people to celebrate it with you. The hardest thing was for me was to allow people to celebrate me.
Right. Because you didn't even really want to celebrate you. Right. So it's like, well, why would anybody else want to celebrate me? That doesn't make any sense. But now that you're like, I'm celebrating myself. Oh, y'all want to come too?
Now I'm depriving. Cool. Now I'm like, I feel like I've been depriving people of my presence.
See, there you go. I love to hear it. So yeah, celebrate your birthday. Another one is just genuinely be proud of yourself. Yeah. Like, for a lot of us, you think about where you started, when you were younger, whether it be emotionally, physically, your body may have been different, mentally or whatever. And then think about how far you've come, even though you may not be where you thought you would be. Right. Acknowledging the fact that you have overcome what you've overcome. And just being proud of yourself. Clocking in under somebody else's business and doing it every day is enough to be proud of yourself. And dealing with the BS that you deal with at work and doing what you need to do to maintain your lifestyle. So,
and I was going to say to that point too, like, if you've been in a place where you've been feeling stuck, right? And you're starting to feel like things are starting to move just a little bit, be proud of that as well. Right. Don't look at things as like, I didn't take as major as a step that I thought I wanted to take.
Or they went to college, but I didn't. Right. And so they're better than me.
But just take pride in the small steps that you are taking to continue to move forward to progress your life. Yes. So that's what I mean. When you say be proud of yourself, take that to heart, because no matter what steps you're doing, just make sure that you're constantly moving forward, and in that you can take pride.
Of course.
Look at your boy.
Look at you. Another thing that's big for me is make your home your safe haven. Make your home your peaceful, place your happy place at the end of the day. And it could be something as small, like me, for example, I really wanted an egg chair. Am I going to get in it every day? No. But if I feel like I just want to have a moment where I want to sit in an egg chair, I want to have that. Yes, a lot of people put it on their patio. I want it in the house. Did it, love it, don't regret it. So, it's just whatever may make you happy, because at the end of the day, we're putting on these different faces, code switching at work, in front of people we don't want to be in front of, doing stuff that we don't want to do. At least at the end of the day, have something where you can come home and just be like, this is my space. This reflects me. Right. I'll never get mad at someone's choice of decorations for their place, because I don't live here. They do. And if this is what they like, then hey.
And that's what I never understood about, like, when I hear people get mad that their spouses play like video games. Yeah. Like, if that's what they do at the end of a long day to relax, to decompress, like, allow that, because you don't want, them to not to be, to be riled up, and then you be like, damn, why you got a pissy attitude? Well, maybe if you just let me shoot some zombies, I'll be okay.
And my thing is, as long as it's nothing like it's excessive, where you're missing out on important family moments and life events, and you're missing out on work to play the game. But if that's your thing, then that's your thing. If that's what helps you kind of, decompress at the end of the day, then by all means, go shoot some people in, what are them games y'all play? Call of Duty.
Yeah, they Call of Duty.
And all that. And then, or play some Madden. And then afterwards we can have dinner and go on about
Or if your thing is just to come home, just to the quiet, and just after you just been bustling all day, and you
put
just
your phone on D&D.
Yeah, and you just allowing yourself to just breathe, just nothing's going on. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you listen to some smooth jazz, some Kenny G, or some what's the old boy from King of the Hill?
Chuck Mangione.
Yeah, Chuck Mangione. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, whatever it is to make your home, your sanctuary.
Yes.
Your solitude of peace.
Yes, your fortress of solitude.
There you go.
So yeah, doing little things like that, little pieces of decor, or, like you said, the music, whatever you like. Lighting, if you want mood lights all over the house or whatever.
Or get your massage chair, boy.
Listen, you get your massage chair. Whatever. Make your home your sanctuary. Next, this is going to be big. And I've noticed this in myself. Surround yourself with those who you look up to. Kind of evaluate your circle and look at your friend group, your close friend group that you interact with the most. Yeah. Because my thing is, I've surrounded myself with so many people who they don't talk negatively to them about themselves or to themselves.
Yeah, or about other people either.
They may have a random moment, but at the end of the day, they're not gonna let me beat myself up, and I'm not gonna let them beat themselves up.
For sure.
Even if they have a weak moment. So my thing is, if you're surrounding yourself with bums, you're going to be a bum and you're probably going to be miserable like them. But if you surround yourself with a good group of people, like a good
or if your whole group is miserable.
Yeah, your whole group is miserable. You can't even be happy because they're going to be trying to make you miserable down with them.
Or they hit you on the side and be like, hey, girl, you're not everybody happy, want to see you be happy all the time.
Some people genuinely do not want to see you happy. And that is some bullshit.
So that's why we say always reevaluate your circle.
Right.
Because I ain't gonna say there's always somebody that's in there that's don't have your best interest at heart, but there may be a few.
Right. And they'll end up weeding themselves out. Or you'll end up weeding them out. Once you elevate, or as your life progresses, you may be like, we're friends, but you can't be in my inner circle. I have people that are friends.
Yeah. And
then I have my inner circle. There's different levels. There's levels to this friendship stuff. There is.
Yeah, I guess so.
There is. It's not like you don't love them, but you're like, nah, I'm on this type of stuff right now.
Yeah.
And you're stuck down here. And when I'm having a moment, then we can talk about this stuff, but I need people I can talk about this stuff.
Yeah. I don't always want to talk about the dirt and the mud and the sling and the he said, she said.
I want to talk about the elevating.
Let's talk about getting the money.
Right. The bag.
So what's the other one you was?
Now, if you hear all of this, or you're still having issues with loving yourself and accepting yourself for who you are, we're always going to say this. Maybe you need to seek the help of a mental health professional, a counselor, trained professional, trained professional. Because I will say that through therapy, I learned to love myself because I had to stop being so critical of myself and things that I was doing, and realizing that these other things that are happening and these people in my life are treating me in a way that I should not be okay with.
Yeah.
And once I realized I shouldn't be okay with, it's just like everything just started changing.
Because I agree with that too. Because I'm not gonna push people into therapy because that's not what we do, right?
Yeah.
But I've been to a point to where I used to feel like I hated myself.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first started going to therapy, it's the first time I've really just thought about it and just put it into words and to said it out loud. And I remember the person that I said it to, and they looked at me like, you making this up? Like, why are you telling me this? And it made me like, damn, I'm telling you like something groundbreaking.
Right. Like, listen, this is the movement right here.
And it was like, okay, maybe this person ain't with me. They not, that was like, maybe they've been trying to help holding me down type of, and then made me start reevaluating. So me going to therapy kind of put my life in perspective enough to realize what's good for me and what's not.
Right. Again.
Because, I when people are like, hey, man, it seems like your life is really turning around, I would like, say, man, y'all may not want to hear it, but, my therapist really set me straight.
Right. Because my thing is, and we talk about this a lot, if you're out here lost you can't talk to other people who are also lost or who have not been to the level that you're trying to get to. Yeah. So how can they help you? You have to go to someone to help you sort out these feelings who is unbiased. They don't know you from Adam, but their literal sole purpose is to help you. So But that's it. So, like, again, give yourself some grace, guys. Learn to love yourself. Take that time, think about you and what you like and what you want, how you want your life to be.
And I was gonna say too, man, like if you are thinking therapy, like see if your job offered this for you.
Right. Like a lot of employers have like employee assistance, EAP.
Yeah. Where you get free sessions. You ain't even got to tell nobody. Don't tell nobody.
You literally don't have to tell anyone that you go to a therapist if you don't want to. That is okay.
And that was my thing too. Is I just wanted to tell you, man, like you don't have to tell anybody. You don't have to feel some kind of way. You don't have to feel strange about it or that you crazy or, that your brain is just turned off.
Yeah.
This is just somebody that you can speak to that's unbiased about your life. Because a lot of people that you're going to speak to, they know you, they have a preconceived notion or they have an agenda.
Right. Or they don't know all of the information. They only know about what
or you don't trust them with the whole.
Right. Or if you're giving them only the negatives about your relationship, they're going to think, oh, that relationship is toxic when there's really more to the story, but you're not giving them the full story. Right. So they're giving you bad advice. Right. So definitely, God, I feel like, people are like, Jesus. That's how I'm about therapy. So again, you don't have to necessarily tell anyone that you go or that you're getting help. However, I don't know about y'all, but when I got to a place where I'm like, I'm healed. Like, I just want to tell everybody about it because I feel like my life, I'm in a whole different chapter of my life and I have a whole different outlook and I'm excited because literally learning to love myself was the first step. So,
especially with the rise of, a lot of people having, committing suicide here lately.
Of course.
I just want to say before you get to that point, if you're able and willing just to speak to somebody.
At least speak to someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So talk to me. You got any petty words of wisdom? Oh, no, we're not doing that no more. It's a petty service announcement now. My bad, dog.
I want to say I've said this before, but I say this all the time, and I'm going to keep saying it. And it fits in with our theme of loving yourself. So you have to look at yourself as a business. If it's good for business, then you keep it around. If it's bad for business, you have to get rid of it. Yeah. Because the whole point of a business is for it to thrive.
That's right.
And you can't thrive if you have a lot of stuff that's working against you in the business. So,
hey, I agree with that.
So yeah,
cut them short.
Business. Yeah, you have to fire some folks if you need to, restructure, all of that.
And like you said, that goes with your current job too. Like, if it's no longer serving you, if it's giving you, like, if you want to throw yourself off a bridge, just thinking about going, you may
need to try to figure it. It's too many people hiring for you to have to do that.
Yeah.
But everything is high.
And the money's up too, boy. Hey, listen to you, boy. Money's up.
It is. Yeah, that's it. Think of yourself as a business.
Okay, I like that. So tell them where they can find us at.
Well, you can find us on Instagram at Jay and Hater Podcast, or if you want to follow us individually, I'm at Jay Duce.
You can always find your boy Lord Hater.
You can also find us on Facebook. We're going to be doing more TikTok reviews. You can also go to our YouTube or to our website to see where you can find all of this stuff at www.jayandhater.com.
Yeah, man. So just know, man, we're supposed to go see T-Pain next week.
Yes, we're going to see T-Pain. We didn't get any additional meet and greets, but that's okay.
The people hit me, man. The people hit me up, and they was like, "Say, we apologize. There's none left." I was like,
I'm not paying the $3. So yeah, Hater will have a picture with T-Pain.
Maybe.
And
maybe
we'll see. But yeah, that's okay. It wasn't meant for us.
One of us gonna see him. We ain't decided. We ain't decided who gonna see him yet.
It'll be him. But yes, thank you guys for tuning in to us, and especially tuning in to us every week. We definitely appreciate the love and support. And if you don't do nothing else, guys, what do we always say on this show? Protect your peace.